Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Playtech TV. My name is Kevin, and today we're checking out the gigantic Corsair 900D, which barely fits on the table. To give you an idea of how big this case is, the dimensions are coming in at 649 millimeters by 252 millimeters by 691 millimeters. So this thing is absolutely massive. Weight-wise is coming in at 18 kilograms, so yeah, this thing is really big. However, it is probably the ultimate case if you're looking to do the ultimate water cooling build, as we will discuss very soon. So, let's get into the review. We'll start with the front I/O, so we see the power button up the top here. Push this button. We see we have microphone jack, headphone jack, twin USB 3 jacks, and 4 USB 2 jacks, and the restart button right in the middle there. Now let's look at the front panel. So it just pulls off very easily like this. Off it comes. Has this nice dust filter on here. We can just pop that off like that. Off it comes. That reveals 3 120 millimeter fans with 35 millimeters of clearance in front of them. You can also mount another fan behind the cages, and an internal 120 millimeter fan, or you could mount a 240 millimeter radiator up here if you so wish, with 55 millimeters of clearance remaining. Looking at the top now, we see it has a nice dust filter which you can take off. It's quite difficult to get on and off, so I did that off camera. But once we get it off, we see that there's room for 4 120 millimeter fans, or 3 140 millimeter fans, or if you want the water cooling option, you can mount a single 480 millimeter radiator, and you're going to have about 110 millimeters of clearance. Looking at the back of the case now, we see the 2 buttons to get the side panels off. See the space for the rear I/O and a 140 millimeter fan. Now you can also fit a 140 millimeter radiator here if you would like to do so. 10 expansion slots, and room down the bottom here for not 1 but 2 power supplies if you really need that extra power. Looking now to the bottom of the side, and both sides are the same. We see a magnetic dust filter here, which is easily removed. Makes it a lot easier to clean. These hard drive cages can all be removed. You can fit 4 120 millimeter fans here, or a 480 millimeter radiator with 110 millimeters of clearance. Now, if you have a power supply, say it's on the other side, you could mount your 480 millimeter radiator on this side, and on the other side, because it will block 2 of the fans, you'll still be able to mount a 240 millimeter radiator if you want another one on the other side. Looking at the side panel now, we see this huge window, which means you're going to be able to see everything very nicely. Taking it off reveals just how much room there is, so you can take this hard drive cage out as well if you really want to, and the one in the bottom. But there is just so much room inside this case. Think, your motherboard's only going to be taking up that much room, and you have all the rest of it. So it's just crazy how massive this case is, but it would be absolutely perfect for a custom water cooling build. Looking to the other side now, we see the panel comes off. It's also quite tricky. Now with a case this big, you can have a lot of room for cable management. And it has these nice clips here which I really like, and that's going to help with cable management and make it all really tidy. There's also these rubber inserts on the edges here, which are going to lessen the vibration from the paneling. Now you might be wondering why we haven't showed the bottom of the case. It's because there's nothing there. So yeah, it's just straight metal all underneath with the feet obviously. so you won't be able to mount a power supply facing down or anything like that. But yeah, with all this room, you should be able to get really, really neat and tidy cable management, which is just going to make your custom water cooling build or whatever you might be doing with it look that much better. So, in conclusion, this case is gigantic. It is just so massive. I don't think people realize how big it is until they see it in person, and there's been lots of stories of people buying this case and then not actually being able to fit it in their car, with the box obviously as well, to be able to take it home. But when I think of this case, I think of ultimate custom water cooling builds with lots of radiators. There's so much room, you can just go so wild with your custom water cooling loops with a case this big. And that's what I really think it should be used for. Now, we are actually going to be doing a custom water cooled build using this case, so look out for that video coming up in a few weeks time. And Playtech does do custom water cooling builds for you if maybe you're not that confident about doing it yourself. Now, with all that being said, the side panels are a little bit tricky, especially the top ones, so that's a bit of an issue with it, but aside from that, it feels really well built. It is coming in with a 2-year warranty, and it has a price of $579. Now, I thank you guys for watching Playtech TV. Please subscribe, leave a like if you like the video, and I'll see you guys next time.